This week, Nick Melillo strikes a distribution agreement. EP Carrillo extends the inch. HR Cigars get some new lines. And of course, the weekly FDA update. So stay tuned. This is a Security Weekly production. Welcome, everyone, to Stogie Geeks News. I'm, of course, your host, Paul Asadorian, broadcasting live from G-Unit Studios in Rhode Island. On the lines via Skype in North Carolina is Mr. Will Cooper. Welcome, Will.
Hello, Paul.
Coop the Scoop, what you got for us this week in cigar news?
So this is a story that on the surface it doesn't sound too exciting, but when you peel the onion, I think it's a little more interesting. And Nick Melillo of Foundation Cigar Company has struck a distribution agreement with Miami Cigar. And while that's not really the interesting part, it's kind of how this is going to work, is that Nick is actually only going to be distributing one of his brands with Miami Cigar. And that brand is his new, soon-to-be released, the Upsetters.
Yeah. I remember this packaging is unforgettable, so to speak.
Unforgettable. Yep. Unforgettable. Something very reminiscent.
Yeah.
Then it has the Jamaican tobacco. So that's the brand that Miami Cigar is going to distribute. They're not going to distribute Eloy Wednesday. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I also kind of just have this notion of Nestor Miranda kind of doing an event, a Jamaican event.
In Jamaica or something.
That would be really cool. Yeah.
Now, the Upsetters, are there samples? Is there, when can we get our hands on these cigars?
Hopefully very soon. I think they're probably going to be making the show. Yeah, I mean, and there's like 3 different blends in there. So, I mean, there's a Maduro, there's a Claro, which is a lighter natural wrapper, and there's a Candela in there. So there's
Sweet.
8. It's actually 8 total. Yep.
Yeah, I'm on. So EP Carrillo adds an inch to the inch, or at least a new wrapper.
Yeah. So this is, if you're keeping score, this is the 4th inch. So they have the natural and the Maduro, and then they came out with a Corojo called the C99, and now they've announced at the show they're going to launch a Colorado. They have not disclosed what the sizes are yet of this, but obviously they're going to be in that inch range, which is they go from 58 to 70. The blend is a Ecuadorian Colorado wrapper, which we've seen Ernesto work with Colorado wrapper in one of your favorites, which is the Sos Humidor.
That's a great cigar in there too.
Yeah.
I smoked another one after you said that, and
it's a good cigar. Yeah. So we know he can work with that wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and a combination of Nicaraguan and Dominican fillers. So you will be seeing them at IPCPR in 2 weeks.
Sweet. I like the inch line, actually. There's multiple releases of it, but as far as big ring gauge goes, it's really good.
You know, the interesting thing, I was with Ernesto Perez Carrillo last month at an event, and the cigar he lit up to smoke at that event surprised me. It was an inch Maduro in that big 8x58 size. And Ernesto's a big ring gauge guy.
Right.
That's his. Yep. So no surprise, but that's a very good line in terms of what it brings to the table. In that it's blended to be a big ring gauge. That's why it's very good.
And that 58 is a sweet spot for me. I think. That it doesn't surprise me that it was a 58, not a true 60 or above. So
me too. Yeah, exactly. I think just taking a little bit off of that we've talked about that size.
Makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it does.
Some news from HR Cigars. They got some new lines coming out. Yeah.
So HR is the partnership with Hirochi Robena and Omar Gonzalez Almanan, who is Omar was formerly with Cubanacan. So the HR brands found a new home. It's with a company named White Hat Distribution, run by a gentleman named Spencer Drake, who was with Cubanacan. So they're going to Spencer's company, White Hat's going to be handling distribution in the U.S. They're going to distribute HR. And what they're doing is there's going to be a series of new cigars joining the original HR. So there's going to be an HR Claro, which I was told it's going to be a Habano Claro wrapper in 4 sizes: a Rothschild, a Robusto Gordo, a Toro, and a 109, which kind of has that rounded bullet cap. and that the pricing is also going to be pretty reasonable on that HR Claro. It's going to be in the 1095, 895 to 1095 range. So again, it's going to be a little more price competitive. They also have an HR Blue coming out, which is a Maduro offering, and that's even going to be more competitively priced from 795 to 995. Four sizes: Corona Gorda, Petita Mundo, Toro, and Gordo. So, and then one other note: the original HR line's getting a 5x42 limited production Corona.
That's
So a lot
nice.
coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like the original HR line, and I'm very anxious to smoke some of the new lines coming out. What was it? The Claro sounds very interesting. Yeah, it's
The
described as Cuban-esque, and Spencer says that he can't stop smoking the samples. Hopefully, there's enough for the rest of us.
Yeah, Spencer, I do know Spencer. I actually think he has a very, very good palate. So
Yeah,
I trust it's not marketing buzz when he's going to put it out there. But
right.
yeah, I'm glad that this line's going to have some legs on it. The only thing is, the only thing I'll notice with this announcement is Hiroshi Robania kind of has been a little more in the background on this, and
Yeah.
not really. So I think his name's still on it, but I'm not sure what or if any involvement he had with these. That was kind of something they didn't disclose.
And our weekly FDA update. Is it good news, bad news, or indifferent this week, Will?
I think it's a positive step, so
Okay.
I'll put it in the good news, but not a win.
Mm.
So there was a letter written. Actually, this letter came out last week, and it was written by the IPCPR, the National Association of Tobacco Outlets, called NATO,
Hmm.
and the Pipe Tobacco Council. And what it was is it was a letter basically. It's being driven more from the pipe industry, but I think there's ramifications for the cigar industry. They were asking for a delay in the effective date on the deeming regulations. The reason why the pipe industry is coming back to this is because a lot of cigar shops mix. You've been to go
Hmm.
buy pipe tobacco; they'll mix their own pipe tobacco. They'll take a
Right.
little
Yes.
from here, pinch from there. Well, under the new regulations, that's not allowed anymore because you're considered as a manufacturing of pipe tobacco. And that's going
So
to affect
ridiculous.
it's so ridiculous, yeah. So they're going back saying, "Hey, we need to delay this, I guess, to try to get, in terms of looking for some more time, buying some more time." So they're asking for a delay in this. But since all the regulations are kind of rolled up in one
Mm.
package, obviously, if the FDA is trying to regulate everything the same, then cigars could be a factor in this as well. So I think it's some good news. I heard some people say, "Well, they should be doing this." Yeah, they should be doing this. Skip Martin had a good approach when he saw this. He said, "This was a necessary step. You have to take a step like this, and
Mm.
you can't just all the time be raising the rebel flags. You do have
Right.
to go to the
Right.
channel." So I think
Absolutely.
I think it's a positive move. Is what I'll look at it.
I can just see it now, meeting in a shady back room, or someone selling pipe tobacco out of their backpack because it's deemed illegal by the FDA because it was mixed in a store, right?
There's some little grandmother like,
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Here's your
exactly.
bag, a quarter ounce of pipe tobacco that was
Yeah.
mixed, because we can't get that in the stores anymore. So
Yeah, this is bureaucracy working at
at
its
its
finest,
finest,
and that's an
absolutely.
editorial comment by me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, very good. That rounds out the news for this week. Make sure you tune in to the Stogie Geek Show every Monday evening, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, stogiegeeks.com/live, and visit cigar-coop.com for all the latest news and reviews. Thanks, everyone, for watching.